Well, hello there, friends. My name is Chris Acton with Acton Creative, and this is a handwoven experience. In today's episode, I'm going to be sharing my favorite weaving phrases. You see, weaving has its own language and terminology, doesn't it? And it can be kind of overwhelming. However, if you can remember just a couple weaving phrases, it's really going to help you connect all of the dots, making it easier and much more fun. So in today's episode, I'm going to share with you 5 of my favorite weaving phrases, as well as one just cheeky little bonus. So let's do it, shall we? Phrase number 1, dress your loom. Now, this phrase encompasses all the steps needed to get your loom ready, right? It is all the little steps that you need to do to get your warp yarns, these are the warp yarns, to get them into the loom so you're ready to make fabric. Dress your loom. What I find fun about this, though, is that in my head I always think, if this loom is considered dressed, is a loom without a project considered naked? Just food for thought. Phrase number 2 is slay your reed. Now, this one has always made me think of Knights and Dragons. I don't know why. I get like this medieval vibe, especially because slaying is spelled S-L-E-Y. That's just fun. So let's break it down so you understand what that means, though. So a reed is a piece that is in your beater bar right here, and its job is to keep your project at a set width and evenly spaced. So here I have a handy dandy spare reed right here. So this is a reed here. These spaces in between are called dents. So when you are slaying a reed, you're in essence threading your warp yarns through the dents of the reed so that everything is evenly spaced and at the width that you need for your project. I love that step. I like the phrase, I like the step, I like all the things for that one. Yeah. Okay, phrase number 3 is forward the fabric. Boy, this is a satisfying one, isn't it? Because you need to forward the fabric when you've run out of inches. When your fabric is all the way up and you have no more room, then it's time to release the break from the front and the back and roll the whole thing towards you. That is what that means, to forward the fabric. It's a sign of progress, which, yes please, we love some progress. All right, phrase number 4 is clear the shed. Now, let me show you a shed here. When you separate your warp yarns, the space in between this space right here, that is your shed space. And the phrase clear your shed implies that you don't actually throw a shuttle through it. You lift up your shafts, or lower in your case, whatever, and you bring the beater bar forward and back. And the idea is just to organize the existing weft yarns that are there. You're not actually introducing any new weft yarns. You're just making sure that everything is as it should be before you proceed. And typically you are going to clear your shed after you forward the fabric. See how that all ties right in together? I always think that clear the shed sounds kind of prim and proper, doesn't it? Please clear the shed. All right, phrase number 5 is throw your shuttle, or throw a shuttle, I should say. And boy, that is the one. That is the magic right there. I always feel like when you are giving someone instructions to throw a shuttle, let the zen begin. Just your heart rate slows down. You get calm and peaceful, and you just sit there and you throw it back and forth. So good. Throw the shuttle. That's a magical one. For sure. Of all the phrases, that one's has magical powers. I'm convinced of it. So now let's discuss my fun, cheeky bonus phrase. Now, I'll just clarify by saying this is not going to show up in any kind of weaving educational materials, but it has been rolling around my Acton Creative community, and I just love it. It makes me giggle every time. Are you ready? Playing warp chicken. Yes, here's what that means. When you get to the very end of the project, and I mean the very end, like your knots are right there. You've got just a couple inches left, and you've woven almost as much as you can, and you're like barely wiggling the shuttle through, like you're using your fingers, you're doing everything you can to get out every single inch of your warp. We call that playing warp chicken, and it makes me laugh every single time. But it is pretty appropriate when you think about the whole process of eking out every tiny little bit. Yeah, I don't think it's going to show up in any kind of warping textbook or weaving textbook, but I like it all the same. So you're welcome to use it. Yeah. All right, friends, those were my favorite weaving phrases. I hope that some of them stick with you, especially if you're new to the process and you're learning kind of what goes where and how all the pieces fit together, because weaving can be kind of complicated. But if you've got a couple good phrases in your back pocket, it'll start to make more and more sense. So let me know what I missed. Did I miss a phrase that you love? In the comments, be sure to share your favorite weaving phrases, and we'll compile one big old list, and well, I'll be better for it. All right, have a wonderful week. Happy weaving.